Okay, today on Deep Tracks we are covering Guns N' Roses. Now, Guns N' Roses was the biggest band in the early 90s. They changed the face of music with hit song after hit song, and they also changed the way videos were made for MTV and sold tens of millions of albums worldwide. But I feel that with newer fans and the younger generations, they may only know Guns N' Roses for their arena rock anthem Welcome to the Jungle, or the power ballads Sweet Child of Mine and November Rain, and they really don't know how big they were. This is also in part to their internal drama and their constant lineup changes in the past decade, which ultimately led to their mega successful reunion tour. Today we will dive deeper into their catalog. Now, Guns N' Roses doesn't have a huge catalog like most classic rock bands. They only have 6 main studio albums, and one of those is a punk cover album, but they do have a vast amount of songs that should be in everyone's everyday playlist. Now, it's no secret over here that Guns N' Roses is my favorite band, and we will be doing more videos on each of Guns N' Roses' albums and discussing each of their deep tracks and building bigger playlists for you. So be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and hit that bell so you get notified of those videos. So here's our list of Guns N' Roses' essential tracks. These should all be pretty familiar with by now. These are all their chart-topping hits in the 80s and 90s. With that in mind, Guns N' Roses is known for more songs. That's because back in the 80s and 90s, it wasn't about selling singles, it was about selling the whole album. So singles were just teasers to get you on the radio and MTV, and then people would go out and buy their full album. So with that list in mind, when satellite radio came around, and then when radios just started playing classic rock, more songs off of Appetite for Destruction like Nightrain, Rocket Queen, It's So Easy, and Mr. Brownstone all began getting large airplay. So we'll add those 4 songs to our list. And before we move on, I'm going to add one more song to our list. This song comes off of Use Your Illusion 2 and is called Estranged. Estranged is one of the big 3 videos and is arguably not only one of Guns N' Roses' best songs, but one of the best songs ever recorded. It is a 9.5 minute journey with no refrain or chorus, and if you've been living under a rock and haven't heard this yet, please add it to your playlist now and listen to it right away. So those are our essential Guns N' Roses tracks that everyone should be pretty familiar with by now. But what about those deep tracks? Well, that's what we're here to talk about now. I like to give somewhere between 5 and 10 songs per artist, as I mentioned before, and I will be going into each of Guns N' Roses' albums individually, so be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on those. But until then, here are 8 more deep tracks by Guns N' Roses you should be listening to right now. We start off on Appetite for Destruction. Now, the entire album of Appetite for Destruction should be on their Essentials tracks, and obviously if you haven't checked it out by now, be sure to check out the full album. But one track that is easily overlooked is Think About You. Think About You is a great little song. It precedes Sweet Child of Mine on the album, and is a softer, bluesier side of Guns N' Roses. If you like Sweet Child of Mine, you'll like Think About You. So let's add Think About You to our Deep Tracks playlist, and we'll move on to song number 2. Move to the City is a song that is featured on the Guns N' Roses Lies album, but it was first actually released on the Live Like a Suicide album, which precedes Appetite for Destruction. This is a great little rock and roll song that was written by Izzy Stradlin back in the day. I highly suggest you check it out. We'll add it to our Deep Tracks playlist, and we will move on to song number 3. Yesterday's was a single off the Use Your Illusion 2 album, and it was smashed around the trilogy of videos for Don't Cry, November Rain, and Estranged. I believe the single suffered from Guns N' Roses fatigue from the big 3 videos and was widely overlooked. I personally think this is an amazing song, one of their best songs on the album and for their recordings, and I have it ranked as number 3 on the Use Your Illusion 2 album. So add Yesterday's to our playlist and we move on to number 4. There's a lot of debate in Guns N' Roses circles of which album is better, Use Your Illusion 1 or Use Your Illusion 2. I land in the Illusion 2 camp, and maybe I'll do a video on why I say that later, but there are some massive gems on Use Your Illusion 1. Don't Damn Me is one of my favorites off of Use Your Illusion 1. It has a great guitar intro and has some of the best lyrics by Axl Rose. This song is about 5 minutes long and does not let up the whole time. I cannot tell you how much I love Slash in this song. Definitely add Don't Damn Me to your playlist, and we will add it to our Deep Tracks playlist. One of the crown jewels off of Use Your Illusion 1, and what some people consider to be one of the best songs by Guns N' Roses, is the album closer, Coma. Coma is a 10-minute long song and again has no chorus or refrain. This song is massive. It is a collaboration between Axl and Slash and is all about the pitfalls of drug use. This is not your typical everyday rock and roll song. People either love this song or overlook the song. Give it a listen and judge for yourself where it falls in your GNR catalog, and we will add it to our Deep Tracks playlist. Number 6 on our list is a very, very underrated song by Guns N' Roses that comes off of Use Your Illusion 2 and closes out the first side. It is called Breakdown. I love this song so much, and I think it is right up there with Estranged as one of the best songs by Guns N' Roses. It is over 7 minutes long, and again, no refrain, no chorus. I cannot say enough good things about the song. The closing verse is probably my favorite verse in any Guns N' Roses song. I highly recommend you listening to it and adding it to your playlist. So we will add Breakdown to our Deep Tracks playlist and move on to song number 7. Another deep track, and our last off of Use Your Illusion 2, is Pretty Tied Up. I remember listening to Pretty Tied Up in the 90s and thinking it was just okay. A good filler song and a good song to start off side B of Use Your Illusion 2, but nothing too great. That's all changed in the last 10 years or so and has become one of my favorite tracks off of Use Your Illusion 2. In fact, I rank it just below Breakdown on Use Your Illusion 2. The song has a trippy guitar beat, a good hook, and good lyrics. And who doesn't love Cool Ranch dressing? Give it a listen, you'll understand. We'll add Pretty Tied Up, song number 7, to our Deep Tracks Guns N' Roses playlist, and we'll move on to the final song. We conclude our list with a song off of the much talked about, highly controversial Chinese Democracy album. I personally think this is a great album. It fits right along with the rest of their catalog, and there are some really great songs on this album. But by far the best song on the album is There Was a Time. There Was a Time is Axl at his best. His voice is great and the lyrics are amazing. And you guessed it, it's just over 6 minutes long and it has no chorus or refrain. The song features an amazing guitar solo by then guitarist Buckethead, and you need to listen to the song just for that. There are more songs off of Chinese Democracy you should check out, but we will save them for another video, and there you have it. We will add There Was a Time to our Deep Tracks playlist, and there are your 8 tracks by Guns N' Roses you should be checking out now. So we will combine this with our essential Guns N' Roses songs, and here is your ultimate Guns N' Roses Deep Tracks playlist. Now, Guns N' Roses is one of those bands that has dozens of songs that should have made this list, and I'm sure we will hear more in the comments below of songs that we should have included, but as I said, I like to only give you 5 or 10 new songs to listen to, and I think 8 is a good start for Guns N' Roses, especially since some of their songs are really long. So let us know down in the comments what you think of our Deep Tracks Guns N' Roses playlist, and also any other bands you would like us to do a video on. But for now, that's it for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe this video and look for more of our videos, and as always, keep on rocking.